Welcome to Tactical Tuesday. A weekly series is not about great gameplay, but instead gameplay that we can learn from. First, a peek at the class, the MSMC. This is my favorite gun probably in the entire game. I reserve the right to change my mind. I've tried the other weapons that some of the other commentators are doing so great with, like the Scorpion, like the PDW, and the MSMC seems to be my gun so far. I also like the MP7 a lot, but I spent one of my unlock tokens on this thing. In terms of the setup, the suppressor is huge for me. I'll probably talk about that more during the game. The laser sight is gigantic, and fast mag I kind of like. Some people say it's a bad habit to have fast mag and that you should always set yourself up so that you can reload and take your time, but I don't know. It sure helps me to go do things a little bit quicker. And then the last thing, Flak Jacket. Flak Jacket is gigantic for all the capture and hold type games. I'm about to play some Domination, but if I were playing Demolition, if I were playing Hardpoint, if I were playing Headquarters or Domination, then Flak Jacket is just huge. I can hardly live without it. But in other games like TDM or Capture the Flag, it's almost a wasted perk. Let's get going. So, if you have a team of regulars that you play with all the time, then it's a smart idea to capture BDOM on this map, Cargo, immediately. The reason why is that the 3 crates are down and you can get a little bit of cover, whereas if you wait a little bit, those crates are going to get pulled up into the sky and you're going to be a whole lot more vulnerable. While I do have some teammates here with me, I grabbed them from Twitter. They're great players, great guys, but I didn't know them. It's not like we have set patterns and stuff that we run and have a mission. So I just kind of ran around like an idiot, going a little bit too far. I spot this guy and I want to get the kill on him. So let's take a second and look at this a little bit slower. Alright, Call of Duty is not a new game, so most of you probably know this. But when I was new, I completely underestimated the value of hip fire. Look at me shoot from the hip while he draws his gun up to his shoulder. It is gigantic. Whenever you're in close quarter situations, you always want to fire from the hip. Almost no exceptions. That's how you do it. So anyway, easy gunfight won because he didn't know that. The next thing I want you to notice is my microphone. It's lighting up. It's lighting up because I'm telling my team that I've captured B, I have 2 kills, that it's clear to jump on, and that I wanted some help. You know, these cap spots obviously capture faster when you've got more people on them. Get some help, don't have to do it all by yourself. And I think my teammate just saved my life right there. So I asked for help and I get it. You might be surprised how quickly you make friends and how much people are willing to help you if you just ask for a helping hand. Alright, in this next sequence, it is why I loved silenced weapons. So, I pop up here, this is a hotspot on this map. It looks like it has a ton of cover, so people gravitate towards it. And I shoot this guy in the back. Alright, so far so good. But there's 2 more coming. I catch the first guy unaware, and then I kill the second guy, just, I guess, by being ready for him. There's no way that would have worked out as well if I didn't have a silenced weapon. I see some guys do well without silencers. I don't know how they do it, because for me, it seems like when I kill the first guy, all of a sudden I've run the dinger bell and I am dinner. And that's a problem. So I don't know. I don't really love what I did right here. I ran all the way back into my own spawn when I was in a beautiful spot, right? I was in their spawn. I had a silenced weapon. I was running around. Things were going nicely. And instead I decided to head all the way back to our spawn and call in the Dragonfire. I have a lot of thoughts on how to use the Dragonfire. I used it almost exclusively this Prestige. In my last Tac Tuesday, I covered it though. So if you want to see that, annotation on the screen. Alright, let's keep going here. So now I'm in my spawn, and I have this SMG. I'm going to fast forward until I get to the engagement I want to talk about. Alright, so I see this guy on the ground, and I want him, but I don't get him. His teammate up top, who was nearly invisible to me for some reason, starts getting ahead on the gunfight. I lay on my belly and I slink away. I squirm away, whatever you want to call it. But it's impossible to come from behind in a gunfight on a quick shooter like COD, right? He's going to get 1 bullet in me before I get the 5 that I need. So it was a good idea to just back out of there, heal up, and try again later. That's the smart move there. Now, I'm thinking that I am where I want to be, right? I'm in their spawn, I've got a silenced SMG, I'm ready to sort of do some damage and work my way through the kill streaks again, but that's not how it happens. What happens instead, if you can see, my teammates are all sort of circled over there on ADOM, they're going to start triple capping. And as they start triple capping, boom, everybody knows in Domination, they tend to spawn near the flag that they had, but when they don't have any, things can get a little bit crazy. I think the spawns are more like TDM. They tend to spawn the enemy team where it's a little bit safer. So, here they are capping the flag. Now let's watch. Leading with a stun was a good move, but setting up here on this head glitch is an even better move. The target that I had to shoot when I was set from behind here was so much smaller than the target I had to shoot, two guys way out in the open, that, you know, of course I won that gunfight. Of course I even won the double kill, because they've just got a really tough move in front of them for this, and there it is. That's the end of me looking like a smart player. What happened was I didn't quite have my head on straight in this notion that the spawns had flipped. You know, they had just taken C-Dom. And I'm thinking like, all right, I'm set up. You know, I'm going to clear this spot out and run back. But it's like, Woody, they're spawning all over you. Things are getting crazy here. You need to play like it's crazy and not just stand still working a head glitch. That was a bad move. And that gunfight, I'm not quite sure why I lost. You know, in this game, it doesn't seem like my network connection is unfair, but I guess he was on target before me. What are you going to do? All right, one more gunfight I want to look at. Here it is. Here it is. Watch what this guy does. I see this more and more in COD. Boom. Halo jump to going prone drop shot. I don't know if it's because Call of Duty's aging and players are getting better, or if it's the skill-based matchmaking, but I see that all the time now. And it's an effective move. It didn't work for him there, though, because it's also hard to beat a good hipfire that's on target, and that's what I had in that situation. In summary, capture B-Dom right off the start if you have a team, because the crates are down and you have more cover. Hipfire is incredibly powerful in this game. It beats aiming down sights if you're near the other guy. Silencers. As the maps keep shrinking in Call of Duty, silencers become more and more important. And finally, control the engagement. Use those head glitches, do your thing. Don't give the other guys a full body to shoot at. Two vids you may have missed. On the left, Mail Monday with FPS Russia. It's kind of a funny one instead of a serious one. I thought it turned out really well. And on the right, if you like gameplay tips, Aftermath, secret capture spot for Hardpoint. It's not the map you're looking at, it's actually Aftermath, and I think that you'll like it. It was really well received. If you like my stuff, subscribe in the top right for more, and have a good day.